Hello guys, so I don't know who's watching this video, but today we're going to learn Photoshop again. Um, this is for people of the club Monetics, but I mean it's open to everybody. Everybody can learn, obviously. I don't think a lot of people view this video anyway, but I hope you guys can learn something from it. And today, what we're going to do is convert this into something along the lines of this, or perhaps something like this. So we want to convert information into a picture. So what we do is first create new. Now, Instagram has Instagram. We basically post these posts on Instagram, right? So on Instagram, the single 1:1 ratio post is usually 1080 by 1080 pixels. This will perfectly fit into that one, yeah. And if you want to do a 1:3, as in something like this, wherein three posts merge into a single post, you select 3240 by 1080 pixels. If you see the settings here, this might be in inches for you, this might be in points for you, this might be in centimeters for you. Select into pixels, then select here 1080, then here also 1080 height and width, then pixels per inch. So this is basically resolution, like how clear your image is. I like to work with 150. You can also take 300, as you see here. Usually 300 is not preferred because it blows up the size of the actual size of the image, in the sense that it becomes a bit heavy, of the file becomes a bit heavy, and perhaps you might not want that. Color mode, RGB, CMYK, anything, CMYK, RGB, dono, both are fine. 8-bit is also not an issue. Background white. Now you click on create. Okay, I actually want to create a 30 to 40 by 1080 first. So you have this, right? Now what you do is, so this is Photoshop. Very beautiful, amazing software. One of the easiest softwares to learn, quite frankly. If you'll see After Effects, Premiere Pro, they are a bit complicated. Complicated in the sense that they are challenging. Um, so this is the layers section, this is the property section, and this is the color section. Not important at all. This is the most important part. This is where the real magic will happen. I Now this rule might not be there in your Photoshop when you open it. You just press Control and R, so that that rule comes. This rule will help us tremendously. Now what I do is I go here. See, if you'll see, the black mouse cursor changes into a Windows normal cursor. So when I press here and I drag, so I can see the pixel value. So at this point, the x axis of it is 5.315 inches, and okay, so I line it here, so I can see that it is 10.8, right? 10.8. Now let me see, if I don't have a calculator here, but when you divide 10.8 into 3, you get 3.6, right? So now we want to make three posts, right? So we divide it into 3. So it was 3.6 here, and again, now you can go from here, or else you can also drag from here. Now, but if you drag from here, now you can say that it is a horizontal line, the y-axis, but I want it to be vertical. So I just press Alt and it flips it. Alt, so it's basically drag, Alt, and it shifts it. 7.203 is fine. That much is okay. You should perfect yourself. But if there's you don't have the time to actually go here and actually sit through and carefully line this up perfectly, 3.600. Yeah. You can do that. I won't suggest you to spend too much time on it because it's not worth it. So this is basically there for our guidance, because now if I select this tool, this is the rectangular marquee tool, also known as the selection tool for rectangular shit. So I can make rectangular boxes using this. So if I carefully drag and it auto clicks here, right? If you see, I am not putting it exactly, it automatically puts it on that line. So this area, now that I have selected using this tool called rectangular marquee tool, just drag and here. This is my Instagram 1:1 post. So basically if I take this Oh, it got deselected. So I don't know why. It shouldn't get deselected, but okay. So if I take this and put it somewhere else in another file, let's say I make a new document here of 1080 by 1080, create new. If you, I'll drag this and I take it here, it'll perfectly line up with this. If you'll see these pink lines, they are for my guidance. So you can see here that, see, it perfectly matches with the original square. This dotted line perfectly matches with the square because it's a 1080 by 1080. So this is how you take it. I'll close this. No. So I have this now. Layers. Layers are one of the most important things, that you have to learn managing in Photoshop. Create new layer. If you can see the sticker of sorts in the bottom right, you create that layer. And layer is something like a piece of paper. So I'm making an art, right? And while I'm making an art, I'll use these layers as new canvases of sorts. So let's say if I'll do this, right, and I do go here and I select a big this color. I don't know what color this is. Oops. Anyway, so I selected this. Okay, wait, let me take this slowly. I go here, rectangular marker tool. I draw the rectangular shape, whatever I want. I draw this, right? Now I press Alt. So basically now I want to fill this area. The area that I select, I want to fill it with the color, let's say, so I click here what color I want to choose. I go with the classic. No, I like this color a bit. Yeah, this might be good. So if I do this, right, I selected that color. Alt and backspace will fill it with the color that is in front. Let's see. And if I keep this and let me go here and let me lighten this up a bit. So now Alt, the front color is a bit light, whereas if I press Control and backspace, it'll select the color that is behind. Now this color can be anything you want, anything of your choice, and it will work. Let me just make sure that OBS is recording. Yeah, it's recording. I hope I am not too loud. If I am, I apologize. It's my first time, actually my second time. I should have learned by now, but it doesn't really. It's OBS is a bit complicated to learn. So yeah, so I've made this. Okay, let me see. If you'll see now carefully, I forgot to actually make this in a layer, right? I have selected it in the background, so if you'll see, it's coming. The current selected layer is a background layer. I don't want that. I want to have freedom to move this whenever I want. Just ignore what I'm doing for now. I'll just have to. I complicated this up a bit. Love this. Okay, so layer 0 has become my background layer of sorts. I suggest you guys to slowly get the idea of naming the layers. So if I am coloring this. Okay, I chose that layer. I selected this, and I want pressed Control Backspace. And after I press Control Backspace, it filled the rectangle that I use. This is very useful. Control Backspace fill, because you will be using a lot of colors per se. So now this layer is there. Now I create a new layer. Okay, layer 2. I I'm not naming it right now. Layer 2, and I do this. So I press Alt Backspace to use the color that was above here, the lighter color. So now that I use this, if you will see carefully, layer, if I hide this layer, right? If I'm hiding this layer, I don't want to see it. I'm closing my eyes, virtual eyes per se. So this layer is like this. It goes up to, okay. Let me use this. It goes up to 2.028, 2.8, 2.2, 2.20, 2. Whatever. And this layer is below this, even though it goes up to this point, right? Point 0.4, it still gets hidden behind this because this layer is above layer 1. Layer 1, layer 2 is above layer 1. Now if I'll drag and drop layer 1 above this, you'll see carefully that you can see that, okay, let's use a very distinct color. Okay, you'll see, uh, now layer 1 is above 2, layer 2 above 1, layer 1 above 2, layer 2 above 1. So whichever layer is on top of the on top, like on in this screen, right? It becomes the top layer. It becomes the layer which will look at the at the top. So now if I try to select layer one, even though layer one is here, I can't select it because it's being hidden by this layer, layer two. So I have to select layer one from here. So or else I can close this and then select it from here. Got it? So this is how the entire layer works. I just press delete to delete the layers. So now I want this to be my thumbnail, right? So thumbnail may I'll just select this. I might not select this also. I can just go here, and if I actually press alt, if I'm you have to select the layer first in order to work. And now if I'll press alt and backspace. Okay, wait. No layer. I think this is locked. This layer now. Control. Yeah. So if I'll press Control backspace, it automatically will fill the layer. I don't have to go in rectangular marquee tool, select everything, and work about it. So I now how is the thought process that goes behind making these posts. Firstly, I want an attractive color palette. So because I'm working on an Instagram post, and these are the thumbnails of sorts. For these are the first posts that the people are going to see before swiping in. I want it to be attractive. I want it to be unique, if I say so. So what there are a lot of things. Firstly, I can perhaps go with a gradient of sorts. Press G. You can see this tool, gradient tool. Press G. I have these templates ready with me. I'll tell you where to download. But let's say if I take this right now, I've pressed G. I drag and I drop here. Just drag and drop, and it automatically makes this. Let's say I don't like this as much. I want it to go from here to here again. So now you'll see the circle goes here. Now if I go wand and just select this, a sort of a pulsing image of sorts gets created. If you'll see carefully. So yeah, I can perhaps do this. Then I can take that. I can control C, control V it here. I can control T, right click, rotate 180 degrees, draw it here, expand, make the layer below this layer. Uh, Press enter, press, and uh, yeah, perhaps go here, opacity a bit more. No, I think this should be 100, and this layer opacity should be 50%, and this layer should be above this layer. Doesn't really work, but let me see. Okay, I can keep it here. I can extend, and perhaps it looks very bad. Anyway, so I just came up with an idea. I was checking it. So yeah, if you have the template ready, you just press G. Get Okay, I haven't selected the layer. Always remember to select the layer. You press G, you select the color tone that you want. Let's say I want to go with a green part. Green. I don't like green like for post because it's too bright. But I want to go with a green. This doesn't have many shades, right? If you look here, it doesn't have many points. But if I go here, okay, these are ready made. So let me go here. Yeah. So this looks kind of good. Again, I would like some patterns in this. Let's say I want it. Mm, this is the base background, right? Okay, let me unlock it only. This is the background. I don't like that much, so I just go back here and I press Alt backspace white. Now, if I've selected this layer G, now I'm trying some other color. I like minimalist. I like a bit softer color. This color is quite soft. I just go here and press it, and bam, you get that. Let me see how long I've been recording for. I've been recording for 15 minutes. Yeah, we can go for another 15 minutes for sure. Now, oh, Dhirubhai Ambani. Anyway, so now let's see how other gradient patterns the other ways there are there to make gradients. Gradient. uh, presets, gradient presets. Yeah. So you go here, any website you can go with free 32 Photoshop gradients, whatever you like. You can also go in you can type gradient maker, and you will get this generate CSS gradient.io. I've never been to these websites. Oh, this is not a good website for us because it's very technical. Let's go here. No. Mm, I mean, you can download these if you want. These are ready-made gradient packs that you can download. These are good because they have patterns in them, pre-built patterns, and perhaps they can help you. I can't really find what I was looking for, but so I'll close. Okay, so scratch that. Let's say if I want, I have a color in mind, right? I want a blue gradient. I want a color gradient which is blue, a blue shade currently. I'll just go a blue gradient color code, color code. So when I type this, I'll get these uh, palettes of sorts wherein they're giving me this gradient. This looks very good. Really like this. So I just copy image. I go here. I paste that image. Now I have this ready, right? Now how many colors are there? There are six colors. One, two, three, four, five, six. So I now selecting the layer. Make sure you select the layer. Press G. Go here. Then select any gradient you want. Let's say I select this. Um, I don't know if this will be in your software, but you can select any of sorts except these wherein there are these uh, asterisk of sorts. I really don't. I've never used them. You can just select anything else. You can select these. Let me go here. Okay, so you have this ready. Okay, this, and I want to change this gradient into something like this. I just carefully, this finger comes right. You just press, and now you go here color, and now just select the color, and it automatically fills it. Now there are six colors, and there are this bar represents 100%. So now you have to do. You can take a calculator and do 100 divided by 6 if you want to be absolutely precise. And so, but if you want, like, you can take an approximation of sorts wherein now the next will be at 17%. So now location 17%, color. Now you want to select this. Now the next will be 17, 34. So 34. Okay, wait. I forgot to deselect here. 70. Oh, yeah. So now the next will be at 34 of sorts. Color will be this. So you press OK. Now the next will be okay. This is very embarrassing. Into 3, which would be 50, around 50, 51ish. So yeah. Now I go here. I click this color. I press OK. 51 के बाद it will be around 68 or sorts. So yeah, I click color. I go here. I OK. And then next one will be at 85. Yeah, 85. So I go here. Now we will see that this extra is here. I want to remove it. I'll adjust my carefully. Now this will be around here. This will be carefully select. Okay, if this happens, right, you click an extra by mistake. You make an extra. You just click and drag it down. If you click and drag it up or drag it down, it automatically goes away. I just adjust the gradient according to my taste. I press OK, and now if you'll see, I close my eyes on this layer because I don't want to see it. And now if I press G and then drag and do this, now I'm making a green to blue layer, and that's, I like this. I like this a lot. So now this is, you can make n number of gradient styles that you want. There are this color schemes. There are so many color schemes. Color Hex is a great website. Yeah, Color Hex. Color Hex will help you a lot. Very vivid colors. They are very bright. They help you understand all these. You can just put in black. You can put gray. Let's say gray. Gray is not a very active color in the sense that it's not a very attractive, catchy color per se. So why do I use Percy so much? Anyway, so you get this color gradient which you can use for grading, so on and so forth. Now that I've made my gradient, it looks somewhat like this. Now is the next part to it. You've decided that you want this background of green to, okay, accepted. I personally don't like it that much now that I'm looking at it, but we'll figure it out. You can also see these are very unique. So this somewhat looks like a circle coming out, and that's why this gradient has this circle. If you'll see carefully, you can see these waves of sorts. It depends on the YouTube quality that you're watching on. But let's say I take this right now, it will make a very linear grade. If you see the change carefully, it's very subtle. But areas like this area focuses on these areas, and I'll press undo, and you'll see that it goes away. It's because the center. If I'll press here, so let's say here, this is my gradient. You can see that there is a circle coming out and the color is shading. So if I do this, so this boom, 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 resonating of such. Now if I'll do this, this might look absolutely different. Yeah. And if there is this also, I mean, you can try these on your own. This is very weird. I don't understand this. This is probably to do something like this. This has some uses of its own, but I don't personally find them very interesting. And there's obviously this star of sorts. Okay, so if I'll do this, the more the colors, the more effective this can be, right? Currently, these tools are not very useful because the colors are very less. But so I just use this. Yeah, I make this. Now next step is, okay. Let me delete this. Now that I am done with this, lock this. I'm done with my background. Background is ready. I'm not making any changes to it. Now I want to do add text. So text, if you'll see this T here, it's called text. You just drag. You select it, drag it, type, and done. Let's say I love Photoshop. Yeah. So if I make this, yeah, back, and just then place it anywhere I want. I love Photoshop, and let's say I want to in this I want to change the colors. Now I press T. Shortcuts are very important in Photoshop. Obviously you can go here and click, and you can go here and select, and you can go here and select this text box, but then these are all very tedious works. You remember the shortcuts such as V is for move. So now that I've pressed V, I can just simply go here. Now I want to go here, so I press T and it goes here. Now I want to change this color of Photoshop to this green. So I just select, I put, and I'm done with that. Now I want to select this part and change it to the color here. So this blue, and I carefully select and press OK and done. So I get this. It's still it doesn't pop out that much. It's still silent. Uh, it's still not very impactful. Now I want to make this pop out of it. Either I can do this, wherein I perhaps do this and then reduce the opacity. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Anyway, so you can do this. Okay, you go in opacity, you reduce the opacity a bit. Let's say I do it 50%. Now, because this is our background here, you can see the checks behind. Yeah. So this is how it looks. If I'll reduce the opacity, if I reduce it even more, let's say I'll make it 75%. I increase the opacity. Sorry. Again, iLove is little bit popping, but not the Photoshop is not popping so much. But so then I just go here, I open this. Now to make colors darker, I go up vertically. To make them to make them darker, I go down horizontally. To make them lighter, I go up. But then it lighter in the sense that they pop out more. And if you see this looks much better. Again, it doesn't look great, but comparatively it looks much better. So I make this now. But let's say our post is top 5 companies in India. Top 5 companies in India. So now I want this to be at the right, because if you'll see this gradient is as the at the left, I want to balance it with the text being at the right. So I just change the alignment to right center. There is no justify. Symbiosis would be very disappointed. They'd ask us to go here Times New Roman, Times New Roman, regular, font size of 12, justify, but there's no justify. Okay, this was a reference for some people. I hope somebody gets this reference. Rockwell. I love Rockwell. Okay, personal favorite font is Rockwell. Again, many people use this. It just looks very nice. It's called these. If you'll see these carefully, right? These. Uh, I don't know if you guys know this. The people who are watching this video. This extra part. This extra part. This extension. Then I'll go here. These extensions. These are called serif or serifs or whatever. I don't know the exact pronunciation. These. This is a uh, serif serif um, font first. So like all these fonts, I just filtered all classes to serif, and I'll get these different fonts wherein they have these extra parts to it. This looks very good. I like this. Now I'll go here and I'll say slab serif. Slab serif is basically these. If you'll see, they look like slabs. They are rectangular. The extra. Yeah. Sans serif is sans is the word in French used. Sans is basically without. So excuse me. So it's basically fonts without serifs or serifs or whatever. I'm sorry if I'm triggering anybody who does know the actual pronunciation. I'm just butchering the. Yeah, so you have these as well. These are black letters. These are like, these are used in certificates and probably in newspapers of sorts. If we'll cover Times of India or something, we'll perhaps use these fonts. Okay, how much time have I been speaking for? 27 minutes. Okay, I'll quickly rush through this. Okay, fonts are very important. Fonts are something that you must fonts are something that are of personal opinion. You must know how to play with fonts very nicely. They can like genuinely blow up the beauty of your post. And I'll just stick to Rockwell for now. I'll also suggest you guys to Google best fonts or something like that. I'll select Rockwell regular. I really like this. Okay, this website. We'll come back to you, Mr. Dhirubhai, in some time. Apologies. So 1001 fonts, 1001fonts.com. Very interesting site. You'll personally, if you'll give enough time to it, it's genuinely one of the best sites to search for fonts. My internet is a bit bad, so it will take some time. Till then, if I'll go here, I've selected this. What else can I teach? Okay, if I'll select, you have these sizes that you can obviously change the text into. I'll keep it a bit big because Instagram pay text need to be a bit big. They look really good when they are big. You want to change the color, then you go here, you press cancel. I, there's nothing much. You can vertical, if you want to do this, you can also do this. I don't like that at all. Okay, so now that we are here, I don't like this at all, but now I cannot go back, right? No, you can. Control Z helps you go back. Oh, it's not happening. You know why? Because now I clicked here and I actually change it to vertical, right? I change this to, I do this, I change this to vertical. Now I want to undo this, so I press Control Z. But now I want to go one step back, right? Now in Photoshop you can't go, you can go one step back, but if you press Control Z, it goes one step forward. So it's basically a combination of one step back, one step forward, one step back, one step forward. If you want to go two step back, you go press Control Alt and Z. Now if you'll see, it's going a lot of steps back. Okay, and now I don't know if this is there in other way. Okay, It's not happening with my computer as well. I'll just do it manually. 60 sounds good. Yeah. So have you loaded? Oh my god, this hasn't loaded yet. I'll wait for 2 minutes. This is a bit long, the video, but I hope me talking uh, entertains you enough. Uh, I personally, as a core member, would feel that this is really boring, and I need to spice it up. But okay, forget that. That 1001 fonts is not loading. I'll look at it later. You come here. So I've made this top five companies in India. I want to oomph it up. I want to add some element to it. You've seen, I don't know if you've seen this, people. So I go here, I'll make a new layer. Okay, this is a new layer, and I'll just go. I've selected this part, right? I'll select this layer. I've selected this part. Okay, the text has to be at the top, obviously. So I'll make it here. Okay, sorry, this is white. I have to go here and select dark color of. So I don't know if you've seen this in. I'll I'll hide this. This is used by Bloomberg also. This style of sorts wherein this box is there and it just sits on the. It just sits like this. Let me. Yeah, it just sits there. It's a bit disproportionate for now. Let me sort that out by looking this, and then if you'll see this is a bit disproportionate, I'll just reduce it here, reduce it a bit from here, and then press click. Yeah, something like this. This doesn't look that good. Personally, my favorite method is, and I use this a lot. Okay, this is the next tool that we are going to learn. Polygonal lasso tool. So rectangular tool is a bit restrictive of sorts, wherein, okay, I want to select this, only a rectangle is coming, but I want to select some sort of shape. Obviously, you have the elliptical tool wherein you can select ellipses and circles. If you press shift, it will become a circle. You can select these obviously, but I don't want that. I want proper my shapes of sorts. So I can select lasso tool. Lasso tool is something like, I go here and I do this, it will select exactly what I have drawn, and it's very difficult to draw the perfect thing, because I'm on a mouse and mouses are a. I'm trying to draw a heart. Yeah. So I draw this, it actually selects. Now what has it selected? In layer 3, it has selected something. But layer 3, there is nothing there, right? If you'll see carefully, layer 3, this is empty. Layer 3 in itself is empty. Now if I'll go in background, now in background, it can now select successfully this shape, which I can probably drop here. Ah, this is bad. Yeah, anyway. So you can select using lasso tool. Now polygonal lasso tool is something that I really, really like. So this is my favorite method of oomping up a bit, adding a plus factor to your. So I click a point anywhere, and now at an angle I press shift. So this it smoothens the line. I go click here, then I go here. Okay, let my RAM load up a bit. I go here, something like this, and okay. Now if you'll see, I have selected this extra part by mistake, which I don't want, right? So I go here. This is called subtract from selection. I want to subtract this part from my selection. So I subtracted. Now I selected I don't know what is this called, parallelogram of sorts, a parallelogram of sorts, and I'm on a new layer. I just press Control D, and it creates this stage of sorts for my text to sit upon, and I personally like this a lot. If you will now see this, I select this test. Okay, top 5 countries in the world. I select this. Okay, now this post I don't know. I really personally like this. You might not. You can try something of your own while designing. Now I'll wait. Control T, then reduce bit, bit, apply. Now if I'm seeing this carefully, right? If I'll personally, I believe that. I believe that this is not very sharp. So I want to make it a bit sharp. So I reduce the height by a bit, and then I now arrow keys slowly moves it, and I'll extend the size a bit and then reduce the uh, slantness as well. So now it looks a bit better. An angle of sorts is getting created, right? Right angle. And if you'll see in the background, the text is at the left. I mean, let me see. Sorry, text name. In the background, if you see carefully, this light of sorts, a feeling of light comes wherein, the color is a bit bright here and now it's fading. A fade of sorts comes, and this fade, we can use it as a source of light also. So how, basically now use your logic. If the sun was here and the text was here, the shadow will fall right side. So I select this text, I press Control C, I press Control V, and I copy this text again. Now I carefully place this text here, make sure I put this text below this, and just simply reduce the opacity to, let's say, 50%. Now, oh, nothing happened, right? But then now, see the magic. I'm pressing right arrow, and a sort of, a shadow of sorts falls. Can you see it? Let me show it again. So this extra text of layer has found, and if I do this, it becomes 3D, 3D in a way, and the it feels like the light is coming from the left and it's putting a shadow on the text. You want to change it like, you want to do a falling shadow. Select this layer, press Control T, and simply, what you can do is, oh yeah, Control R. Control R. No, sorry, this is another software. Oh my God, I am mistaking my software a bit. Mm, what you can do here is, where is that? X and Y. I want to reduce the size. I can't remember what was it. Okay, let it be. I'll read it up and try to remember it again. So this is what I did, right? I created a shadow of sorts, and wherein, there is a shadow coming from the left. But I still don't like the color. It's still a bit bland. I just go here. I select a very a good color of sorts, which I like. Mm. Selecting colors is very important, and it's one of the most tedious works, if you can uh, think of, because selecting the proper color, it should look good, it shouldn't look gaudy. I'll stick with white for now. I'll change it later, but basically this is it. I'll obviously change this a lot because this is very plain for my taste. So we've covered these three tools. I'm going to cover wand, crop, and all of that later. But this is what I've created. I personally don't like it a lot. It doesn't have any impact as such, which I'd want to find. Um I'll make a new design later. I am going to not see it. So I'll show you one of my works which I did. Let's say, yeah, this I like this a lot. No, not one. So this whole thing, right? This background is this is entirely created by us. So basically, we took these elements of, if you'll see, um, this is this G is independent. This K is independent. This E, that is for Microsoft Edge is important, independent, and all these elements were independent, but now I can select this and it moves as as a single unit because I've grouped these um, grouped these elements. And there is finance. Oh, something is missing. There should be a text here. Human resources. There is a text here which is missing again. There is okay. Anyway, so I have this business conclave, and I was given this. I was only given this part on my own, and I use these colors to start matching with here. I recolored this. If you'll see carefully, there is a red stroke here because this entire logo of Tesla was red, and I had to color it. I had to change it to blue. I didn't do a bit good work as such. I see this is independent. Without this, right, it looks so bland, but now with it gets an oomph of sorts, and I'm finding that oomph in RA as well. You can see here what I did here was I created these elements, and this layer is very big. If you'll see, there are so many shapes in this. There are like almost all of these are in that. So I close that group. All these layers come together. I've made these elements and glow and all of that. I'll teach glow and all of that, but yeah. So that's that. Thank you for listening. If you have, it's a bit long. Hopefully, this recorded successfully, and I'll upload it on YouTube. Thank you guys for listening. How much ever you listen to, best of luck.